guys that don't know, I host live sessions every single day. I've been doing that for almost 10 years, trading the markets live. And this morning, I almost want to do it with you guys tonight, if you guys don't mind. So does everybody have their keyboards ready where I can pull up the chat box? Looks like you guys do. I want you to tell me something. If you could describe the economy in only one of two words, good or bad. So you say it's good or bad. That's it. You vote. Type it in the chat box what you think and how you think the economy is right now. Good or bad. I don't care how you answer because there is no right or wrong answer. Let me explain. The other day, I was chatting with the class and I'd said, is the economy good or bad? And everybody had their opinion. There's a lot of people in here saying bad. I saw some folks say good. So it's the same as that class. I said, you'd both be right. Whether you said it's good or whether you said it's bad, you're right. Because right now we're living in a really interesting time. It's what we call a K-shaped economy. Who's heard of this? A K-shaped economy is shaped literally like a K. Imagine a K, like my last name, Kenny, a K. The one side that's going upward is the people, the call it the elite, the wealthy, those folks that have assets. They are getting better and better. Things are getting better and better for them. They are making more and more money right now because they own assets. On the downside of the other side of the K, they are people that are not making as much money. Inflation feels like a water level rising over their head. Put a 1 in the chat if that makes sense. It's like, man, grocery bills. I was just chatting with my future father-in-law. I'm engaged. Next year I'll get married. This weekend we were making a joke about Costco. He had gone to Costco for Thanksgiving. He's like, you can't leave this place without spending $500. It used to be $300. Now it's $500. And I'm sure some of you guys can relate to that. You can't leave a restaurant without $50 now, $100, whatever it is. It feels like this. We're in a K-shaped economy. Whether or not you think the economy is good or bad, you're right. And on tonight's call, what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about just how we're able to hopefully take advantage of some of this. Because I think the sad and stark reality is most people think if it's a bad economy, I can't make money. If it's a good economy, I can make money. What I'm here to tell you is whether it's a bad or a good economy, you can make money. It's just you have to know where to look. Now, before I get started, what I'm going to do tonight and what my intention is for the next 20 minutes is all my goal is to show you guys what sort of tools we are using to make decisions in the markets. That's it. But what I want to ask you guys before we start that is all of you guys were invited to be on this call by someone. Many of you guys maybe took advantage of a phenomenal Black Friday promotion over the weekend. Some others are probably just invited last minute. But I want you guys to type a yes or no in the chat box. Are you familiar with or already part of what we call ZenRide? Just a yes or no in the chat box so I can get an idea of the experience level in the chat box. A yes or a no. Doesn't matter. Just curious. Okay, probably 50-50. So we've got some yeses, we've got some nos. Whether you're in the academy or not, whether you're part of the live sessions or not, whether you have access to our products or not, tonight what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you just a little bit behind the scenes, the stuff that people like yourselves, just random people hopping on a Zoom link generally don't get to see. And I'm going to talk about each stage and what we do to make decisions in the markets. Now, myself personally, I trade stocks and options. Who you hear from next trades primarily crypto. But whether it's stocks, options, crypto, Forex, bonds, you name it, it will work for any market. The question is, what market do you want it to work for? So real quick, why are you guys in here? I'm just curious in the chat box. While you guys do that, I'm going to pull my screens up and just answer me just real quick. Why are you in this call? What is your main intention to take away? If you leave the call, say, Patrick, this is my goal. This is what I want to take from this call. Let me know in the chat box 1 or 2 sentences. As you guys do that, I'm going to get my screen put up here. Where is it at? There we go. All right. Let me grab this chat one more time. Opportunity, financial freedom to learn how to trade, better relationships with money. Chaz says your voice. That's funny. Financial freedom. Learn. Okay, great. All sorts of different reasons. I love it. What we're going to talk about tonight is something that I'm really excited you guys all have the opportunity to see because, frankly, this isn't like a thing that happens often. People don't get to see behind closed doors often. And what we're going to talk about is each stage of what we have and the tools that we're currently using to make decisions in the markets, whether it be for Forex, stocks, whether it be for crypto or options. It doesn't matter. And I'm just going to, on the left side of your screen, you can sort of see, aside from convention, which we just got home from the Bahamas for, aside from that, I'm just basically going to go down this list. And I'm going to show you exactly what each of these is so you can learn about what this is and if it fits something that you're trying to do. Because let's be honest, it's going to be a great fit for some of you. It's not going to be a fit for others. And in the next 40 minutes, you're going to figure that out for yourself. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look into ZinRaiQ. ZinRaiQ is I'll give you sort of a high-level overview before we jump in. Think about this as your one-page market analysis platform that will help you understand both how you're trading analytically, what your risk looks like on your trades, but also where people are into the markets. You say, can't see my screen. I apologize. Maybe it's my wrong screen. Give me 1 second. It's got to be this one. Now you can. Good news was it wasn't showing anything yet. Thank you so much. All right. So as we pop into this, everybody can see your screen or see my screen, excuse me. Great. So like I said, this is that one-stop shop. So this is ZinRaiQ. Think about this as the foundation. This is not going to be something where somebody's going to tell you what to do. This is your analytical tracker. Now, whether or not you're a trader of 2 months, 2 days, 2 minutes, or 2 years, or 2 decades, you need analytics to make sure that you know what's going on in the markets. This is what ZinRaiQ does for you. The first thing it does is the first of its kind community sentiment board. Now, inside of ZinRai, for those of you guys that don't know what ZinRai is, it's an online education platform helping people learn all about the markets and the ins and outs of the markets. We have a community sentiment board. Nobody else has this, and it's so interesting. So every single person in here is experienced or not experienced. But imagine getting access to a sentiment board that shows you where 800 right now, 48 traders think the market is going to go over the next 47 hours and 47 minutes. Reason that's interesting is usually we have market sentiment boards on CNN.com, but what really does that do for us? Just a couple of indicators and a couple of media members deciding whether they think the market's going to go up or down. But what if it was people that were actually in the markets, they don't have a bias, whether they think it's going to go up or down doesn't impact their life, that could look at the sentiment and help us understand where things might go. That is the sentiment board. The second thing we have is arguably my most favorite thing is the trading journal. Now, the trading journal is as you can imagine. Imagine an online place to track all of your trades so you can see exactly what they did, when they did, how they did, and how much money that you made. This allows you, just like on your broker, so if I were to pop up, any given broker, a broker has some sort of analytical tracker. Like a broker for the options broker, for instance, we can go and we can jump in and we can say, okay, how did we do? Aside from having a broker, though, the question becomes, what was working and what was not? And see, that's the analytics that matter. And what we do is we call that the trading journal combined with our trading vault. Now, the trade setup vault, imagine a place where you could literally, every single type of setup that you guys have, you can create a new trade setup. So to give an example, let's say you have this strategy, and I'm just naming something random. It's called the ABC strategy. I can come in and I can create a new strategy, literally called, and I know I'm naming it basic, but ABC strategy. And we use it on Forex. And we always have a 1 to 2 risk to reward. And some of you guys are beginners and you don't necessarily understand what this means right now, and that's okay. We'll talk about the courses in a minute. We do the ABC thing here. Of course, I'm just describing to show you exactly what we do. We have our exit strategies, our entry strategies, and we can create the setup. Now, why is this important? Well, similar to tagging something on Facebook, I can then, every time I enter a trade on my trade journal, I can tag it to my trade setup vault. So now I know exactly what my win rate is for that specific strategy in my trade setup vault. So then I could go and I could say, wow, this one has a win rate of 50%. This one has a win rate of 20%. This one has a win rate of 70%. No longer getting emotional, I can objectively say, well, I've got one with 50, 20, and 70. Which one do I think I should look at? Well, maybe the one with the higher win rate. Okay, which one's more profitable? Because as we all know, just because you have a 70% win rate doesn't mean you're profitable. So it all determines based off of the analytics, and you need to use the trade setup vault in order to get there. So make sure you guys are clicking into that. Aside from that and the trade journal, we have our risk calculator. Now, this is pretty self-explanatory, but I'll spend a couple moments on it. This is how you guys can literally track what you should be risking on the type of account or the size of account that you have. So whether you have an account balance of $100, $1,000, $10,000, $100,000, or $1 million, you know exactly what size position you should take on any given trade, which allows you to be either conservative, moderate, or aggressive. And if those percentages don't work for you, simply create a custom preset so you can quickly grab it, whether it be 1.5, 2.5, 5.5. The choice is yours, ultimately, based off how you want to manage risk. Now, I could be here for probably an hour talking about everything that's under the hood of Zenrai Q, literally, from the Q feed to all of the educators, literally feeding you information of where things are expected to go right now, all the way to the list of who's coming up next live, which we'll talk about in a minute. But that is a quick overview of Zenrai Q. I want you guys to make sure that if you're not already, make sure you're jumping into this tonight to use the analytical portion and use it to keep yourself organized. Can you give me some ones in the chat if that quickly makes sense? We're going to talk about a lot more in just a couple of minutes. The second thing we'll talk about today is Zenrai Live, arguably not just because I teach on this, but arguably because it's the standard of education across this industry, and it's something that I think is needed across this industry. So imagine this for a minute. Anybody like sports in here like me? Like football or basketball, or maybe you like politics, or anybody? Imagine you are able to log in, click on your TV, whatever you got. I know it's, we got YouTube TV, DirecTV, Hulu, a million other things, Fubo, whatever it's called. Imagine you're able to click in, and instead of seeing news and sports and movies and shows, imagine it was live channels for people that are talking about the markets right now. Not people talking about the markets 5 weeks ago, or hypothetically talking about what might happen with Trump or what might happen with interest rates, but imagine being able to see exactly what people think are going to happen in the market right now, showing you what they believe, putting their money where their mouth is and trading those exact trades. Would that not be pretty cool? Well, that's what this live Learn Now platform is. It first starts by category. What do I want to learn? Everybody tell me right now from this list: Forex, stocks/crypto, digital marketing, e-commerce, or personal development. Type in the chat box. What one interests you most? I'm just curious. What section interests you most? Forex, stocks and crypto. What else? Forex, stocks and crypto, Forex. Whatever it is, what you're able to do is simply click in. So a lot of you guys said Forex. Check this out. Start. When I click start, I can now view the full week schedule, and I can see exactly when everybody is live, and it automatically brings it to my time zone. I'm in Arizona, so I'm on Mountain Standard Time. So right now it is 5:18 p.m. And I can literally look down, say it's a Monday, and I can look at the times of when someone is live next. Nobody's live for the rest of the day next. The markets are closed. We get into tomorrow. I log into tomorrow. I know I've got a session right here at 8 a.m. I know I've got another session right here at 9 a.m. I know I've got another session right here at 3 a.m. I got another session at 11 a.m. I got another session at 7 a.m., 6 a.m. Oh, but Patrick, I love the sessions, but I got to work. Okay, click into your favorite educator session, pop down here, and as it loads up, watch all of the recorded lessons. So now, just because I'm not here doesn't necessarily mean I'm getting any less value. If you guys were with me today, if I pop back, I click into here. Today is the 1st. I can't believe it's the 1st of December. I go to my channel. If I scroll down, look at that, December 1st. Pop right in. Yep, wearing the same t-shirt. And there we are, live today, talking about the markets, showing the markets, doing our thing. We were able to close 2 contracts today, by the way. If you guys saw if you can see in the webcam, the gavel came out today twice. Closed 2 contracts. If you guys don't know, it says the options judge on here. I'm an options trader, so every time we take a trade, I go like this: sold, 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 live. I'm a nerd, guys, but it's a lot of fun. That is what this looks like. You can do it live or watch the recordings, and the good news is you can keep up on this from your phone, tablet, laptop, wherever you're at. Next is for the people that oftentimes, like me, don't have time to even watch the recordings some weeks. Maybe you're at a job. Maybe you're just busy. Maybe it was Thanksgiving. Maybe blah, 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 blah. It doesn't matter. Now I can literally click in and I can look at, all of you guys said you like Forex. I can click in and I can look directly at the Forex ideas. I can see what it looks like. I can see whether or not it's active yet. I can then click into it. I can look at it and I can view it for myself so I know exactly what we think the market is going to do. So imagine not only being able to watch people trade live in front of you with real money, but then being able to get those directly to your cell phone, tablet, text message, whatever you want, so that you can look at that from crypto and Forex, and you can plug those things in, and you can, again, look at those things as opportunities in the market. Next, what we use is Zenrai Elevate. Everybody in here is like, I want to get paid, but at the end of the day, I feel like you are only as good as your personal development. Does anybody agree with that statement? Now, I got to be honest with you. 10 years ago, I started learning how to trade. 11 years ago, I was first starting to trade because I was trading shoes. So I would buy Jordan shoes and Yeezys and all these sort of things for like $200. And when they'd sell out, I'd sell it for $400. Yes, I was the scalper. Yes, you guys, you sneakerheads probably hated me. I had this robot with a VPS that would do it, and I would buy 10 pair of shoes. And that's how I made my first money in high school at 17. That's how I learned how to trade. For about the first 5 years, I traded. And I'm not talking about shoes now. I'm talking about Forex, that sort of thing. But for that first 5 years, I would grow and I would have this ebb and flow. I was on the roller coaster. I was on the Forex coaster. Up and back down. Anybody with me? Up and back down. Up and back down. And I could never have any success. It wasn't because I wasn't smart enough. It wasn't because I didn't have the best knowledge. It wasn't because I didn't have the schooling. It wasn't because I didn't have a mentor. It wasn't because of any of that. That was all at my disposal. I was paying for it. It was I did not take the mindset portion of the education seriously. Any culprits in here have ever done this? I used to laugh when some mindset guy would get on a stage at a conference I was at. I was in the corner of the room going, look at this hocus pocus bullshit. Sorry for my French. Oh, we gotta think about it and see it in our mind before we can achieve it in our hand. Like, yeah. That's what I always said. But then you look back and you realize, I have this iPhone right here. Did the iPhone just immediately show up in our lives, or did somebody at some point in time think about it in their mind before they could hold it in their hand? At some point, someone said, let's put a screen on an entire phone, no buttons. And that was a weird concept at some point. Now it's a globally accepted principle piece of technology. What I'm trying to say to you guys is this. If you cannot focus in on the mindset that it takes to get ahead, it's why, I don't know if you guys saw that on my screen on the replay there. I just learned I don't know, this morning, let me pull up the stat. Scary. Where's it at? $20 billion. Yeah, $20 billion November 1st to December 31st on buy now, pay later. I'm just changing over to my iPad real quick if I can to show you this. Somebody said, will the iPad come out? You guessed it. The over under was yes. Check it out. I don't know if this is pulling up here. Look at this. That is a fact. How many people are on this call right now? Okay, we got all these people on this call. So that means that 30%, you look around at the webcams right now, you've used buy now, pay later. When people are saying, oh, the economy's bad, well, then why was $11.8 billion just spent this weekend? Yeah, the economy's bad, my ass. We live in a K-shaped economy. $11.8 billion was spent, but how are they spending it? They're going into debt to do it. My objective today is to get you on a different horse, no pun intended, but to put you in a situation where you say to yourself, maybe instead of being a consumer all my life, I need to figure out how can I get my money moving for me? I've done a lot of crazy things. The reason I brought up the horses, literally one of my investment endeavors is racehorses. The latest is a steakhouse in downtown Phoenix. Please go check it out. Tag me when you do. But the goal is to take money that right now is dead. So I got a little bit of cash sitting here. There's a $100 bill right here on the webcam. This right now is dead. Would you guys agree? It has no value sitting next to me on this desk. Zero. The only value it is created is when either A, I invest it, or B, I go buy something with it and spend it. These tools that we just talked about will help you learn where to invest it. Now, as we wrap up here, I want to lastly show you two more pieces. The first is Zenrai courses. So I've showed you the live stuff, but how do I actually do it? Well, to give an example of mine, if I go into stocks and crypto, I can literally pop into my courses, and every single educator has a course. So it's not just me. I'm just showing you an example. If I were to click in, what do I want to learn about today? Oh, maybe I should learn about my mindset if I've been making that a non-focal point. Oh, I want to learn about stocks. Oh, I want to learn about options. Okay, let's click into options. Now I can go into the curriculum and I can see exactly what I want to click into. Okay, let's discuss day number 1. Oh, okay, I've gone through day 1. Okay, I need to go to day 2. Let's go to day 3. Look at the length of these videos, 46, 37, 21, 28, showing you exactly how to sell options, how I do this every single day. Oh, I don't know how to execute it. Well, let's show you exactly how to sell a put on Robinhood. Let's show you how to do a put credit spread on Robinhood. Let's show you how to sell a put on Charles Schwab. Let's show you how to sell a covered call on Charles Schwab. Every single educator has courses, whether it be Forex, stocks, crypto, that you guys can go through and see exactly how to do this on your own time, take notes all the way through everything, even down to the calculator that I use to determine what the value of a stock should be. Plug in 2 numbers. It says 150 bucks. The stock's trading at 120. Perfect. I can buy this under value. I show you how to do that in that training. Then last but not least, oh boy, I need to pause for a minute. This isn't just something to mull over. Put some ones in the chat if you're ready to see the scanners. Now this is crazy. Why I can tell you it's crazy is these scanners, number one, can coincide with one another, which I think a lot of people overlook. Whether you're in Zenrai or not right now, you probably don't do that enough. They can coincide. What that means is these scanners, I can look at one and then go to another and say, do they match? And I think that's where the true power is. What these scanners are, I'll just click into one of them, is I can log in and I can see real time whether or not these scanners, these are pieces of technology, think I should buy or sell a specific stock, currency, crypto, what have you. I'll give you an example of one. This happened on November 28th. So this was last week. The scanner, it's kind of fun, I know, little emoji, a rocket, telling us that we should look to buy Aussie dollar. As you can see here, it tells us right here to buy Aussie dollar. And it's not just saying it, do it here. It places that ahead of time in real time where it thinks that we should exit, which is called take profit. Take a look. Market says we should get long here. Bang. Why is that helpful? Well, imagine you're brand new to the markets and you don't have a clue what's going on. All you got is the courses. Now you go through the courses, you still don't trust yourself. Now you can lean on and basically strap on training wheels to the wheels on your desk chair as you're looking to trade and find yourself in better spots in the market. And all of these, again, are same examples, are different examples, but the same idea. Whether it be a different sort of absorption trade, whether it be exiting early at the end of the day at a 1.94 risk to reward, whether it be just click through another one, 0.84 exit early, whether it be 0.52, whether it be on a commodity like silver or gold, or whether it be on an indice, and the list goes on. I could pop over here to Quadrex, another scanner using a different algorithm. Quadrex says GJ is in a very interesting time right now. So what am I trying to teach you for a minute? Take the shininess of out of this for a second. You might not be in Zenrai, or you might be. Go look at GJ now and say, man, I'm going to go look at another scanner. Quadrex went green in the background, which says it's looking to buy. And then it goes, okay, look to get long, look to get long, look to get long, look to get long, all in the same area. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop over to Magic, let's say, for instance, and I'm going to say, if Magic pops an alert to get long on GJ, what did I just create? Confluence between two scanners. That's where I think a lot of people miss the mark with using this technology, because it's in front of our face. It's clear that Quadrex thinks that the yen's about to get weak. Like, obviously, Swiss yen up, GJ up, New Zealand yen up, Aussie yen up, Euro yen up. I can't make this up. This is live. This is not a pre recorded session. This is all live. You can use it how you want it. But the point is, can I convolute these two to make an even more powerful sort of scan, if you will, across two? Absolutely, without question. I can up here choose my time frame. Do I want to look at 5-minute alerts, 15-minute alerts, 30-minute alerts, 1-hour alerts? The goal is to lean on this, strap on the training wheels, if you will, to learn more about it. So again, what did we just cover? You've got Zenrai Q, which is your foundation. Bias, risk management, trade vault analytics to be, that preferential in there. And then everything else from the Zenrai Q feed, where all of your favorite educators are sending you information real time. Secondly, we've got Zenrai Live. Call it DirecTV for finance, the best in the business. You know, it's funny, as I always make this joke, it was harder to become an educator for Zenrai than get a mortgage for my house. And if you've ever got a mortgage for your house, you know what I'm talking about. Why that's important, guys, is the only reason I decided to become an educator for this platform. If you go look me up on social media, it's hard for me to try to lock in my name and put my name on a company. I can look left and look right and say the quality of the education is bar none, not industry standard, but pushing the standard. Because I know that we're, for one instance, the only education platform where you can literally watch an educator pull up their broker on screen and trade real money, because we're trading with regulated, live, SIPC insured brokers. Go find another one you can't. Third, Zenrai Ideas. I've watched these guys and their vetting process. I'm not even on there. They are scrutinized beyond get out. Would you rather have a person that or trade following an idea that nobody watches, or that is completely scrutinized, and if they do not continue to show a profitable track record, they get pulled? That's what I want, personally. Fourth, Zenrai Elevate, the standard in personal development, allowing me to say, I'm going to take the next 90 days to take my mindset to the next level. Fifth is our Zenrai courses, where we can actually go in, whether it be Forex, stocks, crypto, e-commerce, the list goes on, and learn exactly what I need to do to put myself in the best position possible. And finally, it's our scanners, strapping our training wheels to our chairs so we have better insight without having to rely on another human being. Because I'll be damned if I have to rely on another human being to make money in the markets. I would rather rely on technology. So this next person that I'm going to bring up to speak to you guys tonight is just going to talk to you about the importance of using this, as well as how to get involved in this. Put a number 1 in the chat, though. Are you guys with me so far? Are you excited to see how to play this game, get involved in this, and see what this is about? So let me tell you something real quick. I, over the last 5 years, have sort of transitioned from the guy that went online talking shit about Bitcoin to slowly starting to believe in what Bitcoin can do. Bitcoin is the only currency right now that if I was in a war-torn country and I was going to get all my assets seized, if I had gold, I'd be screwed. They'd see it and chop my arm off. If I had in a normal bank, it's seized because I'm in a war-torn country. Bitcoin is the only currency that I could literally remember in my brain a code of words, and I could then take a flight to a different country and get my money out. I didn't talk like that 5 years ago. I finally believe it. But the reason I say this is there's only one individual that can take credit in getting me to at least buy my first little bit more than one Bitcoin back in November 22 for $16,000. And it is Mike Soetoro. You're about to learn from a gentleman that has been in this space for a decade, filled with knowledge about crypto. He's the best in the business when it comes to crypto knowledge. He's not going to talk about crypto all in all today, but you're going to see him on this Zenrai Live as well as in these courses. And guys, when I tell you you're about to learn from the best in the business when it comes to cryptocurrency, you are. So Mr. Mike Soetoro, why don't you take it away, my friend?
Let's go, PK. Appreciate you. And I'll keep it really short here toward the end. Drop some ones in the chat for PK. And just really, Monday night, December 1st, the average person, right, does not have goals. The average person is going to go into next year headed in a direction called nowhere. And it's a scary place. And I was there 2016, made $2,000 in a 12-month period of time. My dad had to pay for my taxes. I don't even know why I had to pay taxes that year. And in 2017, I made a new decision, right, to learn about trading to give entrepreneurship one more chance after failing. And I realized 2016 was such a bad year and it was a challenging year for me. And maybe you're in that season, maybe you've been in that season. But for me, I was not prioritizing my future. I was more focused on where I was going. And PK mentioned this stat. The average person does not have priorities. They do not have goals. They do not have a dream that they've decided that's your dream. They let other people come in their lives, knock on the door, and think for them. And this stat shows it right here. And PK talked about consumers, right? Consumers spending money on things using buy now, pay later. Respectfully, if you have to use one of those things, then maybe maybe we should lock in here today, okay? Because of instead of being a consumer, right, we want to be producers. Now, what myself and PK do, like for example, is we show you these crazy looking charts and we give you ideas, right? On my channel, we've been building a position on Target. How many people are at Target right now spending money on clothes, right? Give me a 2 in the chat if you've shopped at Target, but do you own any stock? Look at your feet real quick. Do you have any Nikes on? But do you own any shares of the stock? And when I started to think more like a producer, like, okay, consumers are the ones spending and spending and spending. And most people are two things right now in the markets and in life. They're over leveraged and they're overexposed. And a reason that I was overexposed is I did not know this information. I started brand new and I used to believe headlines. I used to believe things like right now in crypto, right? I think we've taught 250,000 people about crypto over the past 8 years. PK's taught hundreds of thousands of people about stocks and Forex as well. And people are very gullible. They'll believe anything you tell them, right? Maybe that's you. And I would challenge you to read a book called Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. But anyways, like headlines like today, December 1st, China's cracking down on crypto. Now, if you're old enough in the crypto space to remember, every time China talks about crypto, it typically is closer to the bottom. Let me give you this example, or not an example, a fact. 2009, China banned Bitcoin. December 2013, China banned Bitcoin again. Bitcoin was at $900. 2014 at 850, they banned mining equipment and Bitcoin transactions in China. 2017 at fourth, I remember this one. I was in crypto here. At $4,000, they wanted to shut down all of the crypto exchanges. And you know what? That's when they started buying. China's one of the largest holders of Bitcoin, but they don't want their people free. Sound familiar? 2021, $37,000 of Bitcoin, $43,000. And that's happening again right now. Also in the media, in the news, right? PK has a cool video on this. MicroStrategy. If you don't know this company, but there's this guy, his name's Michael. My name's Michael too. He's crazy. I'm crazy. I guess we're all crazy. And he's just buying and buying and buying. And people are screaming for him to basically lose it all. They did that also when Bitcoin was at 16,000. And PK finally listened and bought a full run. Okay. All of these things create what we call sentiment. Anybody know the company called Vanguard? It's a company that only has $11 trillion. They're the second biggest company in the world. And 1 year ago, there was a CEO. I'm not going to play the video, but there was a guy. He was just the CEO of the company and said that we'll never get involved in Bitcoin. We'll never get involved in crypto. And tomorrow morning, crypto is coming to Vanguard. And there's going to be people on this call, PK and Junior and everybody, that hear this, it goes over their head. Great call. They do nothing with it. And that's fine. God bless you. Like the reality is, and PK said it, PK does not need to be on this call. Neither do I. Neither does Junior. We have amazing people on this call. I saw Gil is on here. I saw Gustavo's on here. These are people that can actually trade and that can fish. But what we did literally about 5 months ago is we came together and we built this platform in Zenrai, where everything you just saw, you're going to get in the platform. Right now, this is actually a live trade that I sent out on the app. I want to say it was today or yesterday. I can't even remember. On Solana, I think it was today. And right now, this is actually going up. We are right now up about 300 points from entry 2. And this is about a 1 to 2 risk to reward to exit one. And this is about a 1 to 5 risk to reward to exit two. I've been sending ideas for trades for about 4 years and for portfolios, helping people scale a crypto portfolio since 2020. Ever since COVID crashed when Bitcoin went to 4,000, we started to do that. So if you're on this call and you're a guest, okay, look, to get started today, everything you saw, everything you heard from myself, PK, how cool would it be to learn from, us if you choose to, pretty much on a daily basis, okay? To get started today, it is $9,997 to join. Okay, let's see if anybody leaves the call. Okay, great. It's obviously not that much, but it should be. Maybe people would treat it and take it a little bit more seriously. But today, the person that invited you, they have a link to get started, right? Teresa agrees at least. And today you can get started for $249. One time you pay $184 a month. $184 a month, why do I got to pay that? Well, first off, you can get it for free. Second off, you're going to spend $5 to $7 a day on Starbucks. You can definitely do that for your future. And here's good news. Today, for the next 4 hours, it's only $225 to join because it's Cyber Monday, and why not? Okay? Seen enough, cash your card. I love it. Well, there's no cash. You're not giving anybody money. Okay? So you'll get back to the person that invited you. You'll go through the link and you'll get started. Now, the last thing I'll say, and then we're going to wrap this up, is in February, we're going to have a convention in the US, the first ever Zenrai event. You guys can see the polo here. We just had a convention, company event. This is going to be a team event that we're going to be hosting, but we just had a company event in Nassau, Bahamas. If you've never been to the Bahamas, make sure you go, you stay at Atlantis, and you bring some money because you're going to need it. But we had the best time. Our company took us. We had over like 400 people there. We have a convention next year happening in Lisbon, Portugal. But in the US, the first ever event will be on February 7th in Dallas, Texas, okay? In literally like 90 days from now. So what you want to do is you want to get started. You want to start learning. PK is a keynote speaker. I'm going to be a keynote speaker. Junior is going to be hosting the entire thing. We already have hundreds of tickets sold. And when this thing sells out, it's done. Okay? So grab a ticket. I would grab a couple extra tickets. They're obviously low on stock here. And there's a Black Friday sale going on. Okay, we're going to put the link in the chat. It's already there. And we're going to see you at this event. But show up to this event with, knowledge. And you're going to get that knowledge on our sessions. Me and PK and Mr. Jordan Morgan, we do a class together on Wednesdays that really, if we wanted to do it outside of Zenrai, we could charge a couple $100 a month, $1,000 a month for this one call a week that we do. It's called the Midweek Huddle. And this Wednesday, it's going to be it's every Wednesday at 5 p.m. EST, 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 p.m. Texas time. We're going to be live. So if you're a guest, we're going to close out the call. Get back to the person that invited you. Get plugged in. You can get your tuition for free. There's a whole lot more that you'll see when you get on the inside. So we appreciate your time. Hopefully you took away 1 or 2 key things. And no matter what, we wish you the best this holiday season. But these next 90 days going into the Dallas event is going to be a lot of fun. And we look forward to seeing you guys a part of Zenrai. You guys have a great